Spencer Ross was one step forward, and I hope you're doing well. How you been? Honesty, being honest, telling the truth, not lying. There's lots of things that go into being honest. It's a tricky um, word sometimes, like honor. Sometimes people can try to use it against you, or not try, will use it against you. But honest, okay? My neighbor, he's got some packages piling up on his doorstep. I'm like, man, his house, when people drive by, it's really easy to see his front doorstep. Well, I just read an article about porch pirates, so it was top of mind. I'm like, man, it's been there for a while. It's been there for 4 hours. It's a weekend. It's Sunday. So, you know what? I'll write him a note. I'll stick it on his windshield and I'll pick the packages up. Because normally he's there all the time. So I go over there. He's got a ring cam. Perfect. Push it. He answers. Well, he's having a baby. His wife's having a baby. He's been at the hospital for a while. People are sending him baby gifts and they're getting normal deliveries. So I was like, hey, I'll just pick him up for you. I was going to leave you a note, but then I saw the ring cam. And if you want, if you don't want, they can be here, but they've been here a while. He's like, no, that'd be great. Sorry, I haven't slept for days. Like, I guess he's been gone for a while, a lot longer than I thought. So it was a nice thing to do. Why am I telling you? It goes a little bit about last week, honoring people, taking care of people, making sure that they're safe and their stuff is safe. People are sending them baby gifts, and that's very exciting and cool. But he doesn't have time right now. He's doing the appropriate thing. He's supporting his wife. He's at the hospital. Okay, so his neighbors, his friends, his family can come by and grab his packages for him. I had a note ready just so that when he came back, like, oh, walk across the street, go say hi to Spencer. Cool. Honest. I was at college. The professor gets up one day like, hey guys, if someone hits somebody's car in the parking lot, make sure that you go over there and you check the note that they're writing. This isn't for everyone, but for some people, please go over there and check the note. Last week, someone's car got hit and the guy came out, found a piece of paper on his car and it says, somebody's watching me, so I have to write a note. And he stuck in the windshield. They weren't honest. They didn't take ownership for something that they did. Okay, it's just a little fender bender. You're pulling out of the parking spot and you hit your neighbor. It's not a big deal. Just leave a note. Hey, Spencer Ross, my phone number. Yeah, that's probably all you need to leave. And just put it in there. You get a text or a call later. Like, hey man, like I found the note. Yeah, that was me. I hit your car. I had to go, but I wanted to take responsibility for my actions, and definitely will be paying for the damages on your car. Okay, so I was gonna leave a note on the guy's windshield so that he didn't have to wonder, oh, did the dog food come? One of those packages was heavy. Well, this dog's gonna need dog food. The dog is gone because they sent it to somebody else because they're at the hospital for a couple days. All right, so leaving a note there tells the other person, oh, this is where my stuff is. It's important to them. The baby presents are important. The dog food, a simple thing, but it's important. Being honest is important. Another example, I lived with a vegetarian for a while. It's important that if you're cooking food together, that the meat stuff stays with the meat stuff and everything else. So when you use one spoon, no, you use two spoons. One spoon's for the meat, one spoon's for the everything else. When we go to restaurants, he asks, hey, does this have meat in it? Can I switch the meat out? No, you can't switch the meat out. Okay, can I buy it with no meat? Yes, like, okay. Why is honesty important? Well, I gave you two examples. One, he had important stuff, especially the dog food. Two, it could affect your eating. What if you have a food allergy? What you read is important. What you hear is important. What you know is important. It can have life or death consequences sometimes. There are placards on trucks that drive down the freeway to tell emergency responders, hey, this thing's in here and it's reactive to water or it's reactive to oxygen, whatever it may be. There's stuff in our life that gives us information so that we can deduce a conclusion on if we need to respond in a different way. Is it important that we are honest with people in our lives? Yes and no. I'm not going to get into the no part in this video. There'll be another video for that. But being honest is important. Having truth is important. I gave some simple examples. How can you think about being honest this week and in the rest of your life? Being authentic, being an authentic leader, it's important to be honest. Why? Well, you can fool all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. They're gonna figure it out. Little kids, they're gonna figure it out. Old people, they're gonna figure it out. Talking about politics, you can lie for a long time, but people like to do investigations. They like finding dirt on people. It's just something they like to do. Okay, so are you going to be honest up front, or are you going to be honest later? Or are you going to be lying now or lying later? It's important. As a leader, it's important to be honest. It's important to be truthful. I had a great leader. There was a discovery of some documents that were supposed to be shredded. They weren't bad documents, they were just supposed to be shredded. Well, they got thrown away in the trash can. He took full responsibility for it. So his boss came in like, hey, this happened. This is what could have happened if we found there's something bad going on. But the person in charge took full responsibility for it. He didn't do it, but he took full responsibility for it. Yeah, I didn't know, but yeah, it's my fault. I'm responsible for it. And instead of all these bad things happening, we just had a conversation. It's being corrected, and we're moving on. Does that always work out? No. But it definitely worked out in that situation. Be honest. An authentic leader is honest. A good leader is honest. Spencer Ross is one step forward. Please be honest this week.